Yo, what is up, guys? It's Cone back here again today with another video. As you can see, another hot takes video. Doing these about once a week. I like doing them. Get a chance to talk about a bunch of different relevant topics at the moment. I want to start the video by apologizing. I am sick, and so if my voice sounds a little bit different, I apologize, or if I clear my throat or anything. I'm just getting over a cold. Doesn't help that I just got the COVID vaccine. I'm not feeling like very many symptoms, but I do feel a little bit fatigued. So I apologize if I'm lower energy or anything, but I'm going to try and do my best to get this video out to y'all. Appreciate you guys watching. Drop a like, drop a subscribe if you like content like this. Like I usually say, NBA content pretty much every single day. So if you don't know the premise of these videos, I tweeted out at my Twitter, at 3_Cone on Twitter, go check me out, that you should drop me some hot takes to react to in a video. These are all about the NBA, so we're going to go through them. I'm going to tell you what I think about each one. We'll do it for about 10 to 15-ish minutes, which is typically how long I do it in these videos, and I'll try and get through as many as possible. I think there's around 80 or so, so I'm not sure if we'll get through all of them, so I apologize if I skip yours, if it's similar to a topic I've already talked about. Otherwise, I'm going to try to get to as many as possible. So let's just go ahead and get right into it, and starting with that the Grizzlies are a piece away from being contenders. Now, I guess this really depends on what the piece is. Like if you put like LeBron James on this team, like maybe, and even then I feel like they might need a little bit more. I mean, adding like a LeBron always makes you a contender, but with so many powerful teams in the NBA right now, Lakers, Clippers, Nets, becoming a contender is really difficult. Like even Suns, Jazz, Bucks, Sixers. There's just so many difficult teams to face, especially in that Western Conference. I think if John Triple J keep developing the way they have been, absolutely they could be contenders soon if they add another piece. But for right now, I think it's a little tough. It really just depends what you mean by a piece. Do you mean like a role player? If you mean a role player, then absolutely not. If you mean a superstar, maybe. Desmond Bane, another Grizzlies comment here, is the third best player in the draft and a much better shooter than Saddiq Bey, but he doesn't get enough respect. I don't know if he's a better shooter. Saddiq Bey shoots at like a higher volume. He's more relied on to be a primary scorer for the Pistons. It just really depends what you think. I'm going to go Saddiq Bey probably over Desmond Bane right now just because he's carrying a larger load. We just haven't seen Desmond Bane in that role. Ooh, Lou Dort will be the best undrafted player of all time. Topical, because if you can't see, I'm wearing a Lou Dort game-winning shirt. So Lou Dort being the best undrafted player of all time, I guess that means he has to beat out Ben Wallace. Which is going to be tough. Lou Dort would definitely have to like become a defensive player of the year type guy. He'll have to win it probably a few times, make some all defensive teams, maybe win a championship or two. It's definitely going to take a lot. I mean, I'm not going to count Lou out just because of the way that he keeps seeming to jump in production. Last season, he did better than anyone really expected him to. This season, he's doing better than most people expected him to. He just keeps getting better and better every single season, and with how well he's developed so far, I wouldn't put past Lou Dort to become the greatest player of all time at some point. That's a joke. But the Knicks will make a deep run in the playoffs. If a deep one run means to the second round, definitely possible. If you mean like conference finals, I don't think so. They're just not ready yet. They're a younger team. They don't have like a superstar type player. Julius Randle is really, really good. Don't get me wrong. He's an all NBA type guy, but in the playoffs, you really need a superstar at times to take over. And while Julius Randle will be capable of that, I just don't think they're good enough to beat like a Milwaukee, a Philly, or a Brooklyn. Hornets are top 4 in the East next year if they address rim protection with a solid starting center. I don't see why not. This Hornets team is super talented, especially if you add in that if Gordon Hayward gets to be more healthy, if LaMelo Ball keeps developing, PJ Washington, Miles Bridges, those guys keep getting better. If you can add a rim protecting center, which is I think is like the biggest weakness for this Hornets team right now, is a lack of rim protection, and they really need that solid starting center. I could see it. John Collins has a chance to be the second best on his team, and DeAndre Hunter will be the best on the Hawks when him and Trey get in their primes. This is a tough one. I mean, UVA fan here, love the DeAndre Hunter praise, but saying he's going to be better than Trey is tough. He might be a better two-way player, but with the way we've seen Trey so far, I'm not sure if I don't think DeAndre Hunter is going to be better. I do think he's going to be really, really good and a great two-way threat, but I don't know if he's going to be better than Trey. When Shea was healthy, Shea better than Donovan Mitchell. This is a debate I've seen all the time. It really just comes down to personal preference, I think. I think these guys are really interchangeable. Both are really, really talented, do different things for their teams. Just kind of different situations. Lonzo comes to OKC in free agency. I don't see it. I don't see us paying that much money for Lonzo. I think he's going to get around a $20 million contract. So I don't think we're going to pay him that. The Wolves will be a top 4 team in the next 37 years with the core, assuming they add good pieces. Yeah, I don't see why not. The Lakers aren't making it out of the first round, which would be crazy to say before the season, but right now, There's a shot. There's a shot. I still don't want to ever bet against LeBron or Anthony Davis. But we don't even know if LeBron's gonna be healthy. Even if he does come back, he might be playing on a bad ankle. So I'm not really sure if they will, especially if they have to match up against the Suns or the Jazz in the first round. That's really, really tough. Kyle Lowry is one of the most underrated players ever. Yes. The Thunder will make the play-in next year if they get a top 5 pick. Yeah, it's possible. I think we had probably a shot at the play-in this season if Shea didn't get hurt, if we didn't shut down Al Horford. I definitely think there was potential there. But I also think we're going to be losing some role players. Like I think Mike Muscala, for example, is going to be gone. Maybe a Tony Bradley will be gone. I hope we bring back Svi Mykhailiuk, but we'll have to see on that one. But adding a top 5 pick, definitely 2 top 5 picks, that could be a play-in team. Next year, every single Atlantic Division team will be in the playoffs. So Atlantic Division is Knicks, Raptors. I have a headache. I'm not gonna do this math right now. I believe though that's Knicks, Raptors, Nets, Celtics, and is that the Magic? Atlantic Division NBA. We've got Raptors, not Magic. Yeah. I could see it. Yeah, I definitely think there's potential for that. The Lakers are not a top 3 contender in the West right now because of their injury issues. When injured without LeBron James, yeah, I agree. But if LeBron James gets healthy, then no. Ty Jerome will win a 3-point contest within 5 years. Yes, Ty Jerome for the 2022 3-point contest campaign is starting now. If someone wants to make a petition, go for it. I will sign it 100 times. Russell Westbrook is having his best individual passing season of the last 10 years. So his best passing season of his career? Is that what this is saying? Or the best? Oh, not his best. Sorry. He's having the best individual passing season of the last 10 years. Maybe. I don't know if I want to say that. It's definitely a possibility. I would have to look at that. Bam Adebayo is better than Ben Simmons. They're right there. KD is insanely overrated as an offensive player. Ooh, I don't know what Kevin Durant you're watching, dude. Knicks, Nets, Eastern Conference Finals. No Troy. If Tatum wants to become an MVP, he needs to be more consistent because one night he drops 60 and then gets 9 points the next night. I do think there is some inconsistency issues with Jason Tatum at times, but over the past month or so, he's been super consistent. He averaged like nearly 40 points per game over the past month. So if that's not consistency, I don't know what is. Kings will be in the playoffs next year after they fire Luke Walton. I don't know, man. I think the Kings are just cursed, and I'm pretty sure Luke Walton has some insane blackmail on someone in the front office because I don't know how he just doesn't get fired. He's immortal. The Lakers lose the play-in if they keep struggling like it is. I really don't see the Lakers losing the play-in. I think that would blow my mind if they lost it in the play-in. Embiid should be NBA first team over Jokic. Actually, for those of you that don't know, Embiid and Jokic are both eligible to be at the forward position as well. So both of them are going to be on all NBA first team. The Pacers should keep Miles Turner instead of Sabonis. I do not agree on that one. Sabonis is a monster. If I had to keep one of the two, I'm keeping Sabonis. Thunder legend. Chicago is going to be deadly next season, and Denver has some scary odds of making the finals this year. I don't know. I talked about this in my video talking about the Nuggets recently, but I don't know if they have the offensive output to handle some of these like upper echelon teams. Michael Porter Jr. is good, but this is his first season as like a really like great option, and it hasn't even been the full season. It's only been half of the year. And Jamal Murray, the way he turned up in the playoffs last season, if he doesn't turn up like that last year, they don't make it probably out of the first round. So without Jamal Murray, it's going to be tough for them. They still are really good. Like I said, Michael Porter Jr. is good. Nikola Jokic, I don't need to tell you how good he is. They do have some good role players. Aaron Gordon has been a revelation since he's come to Orlando, or not Orlando, come from Orlando. But I don't know if this is their year. I think in the next 2 to 3 years, the Nuggets are going to be one of the favorites to make the finals each and every season because of how good Jokic is, the way Murray develops, and the way Michael Porter Jr. has played alongside the addition of Aaron Gordon. They've just got to get healthy, and I don't know if they're healthy enough right now. Oh, and with Chicago being deadly, they've got to make some offseason additions. Jaylen Brown's leap is the reason for the Celtics' struggles. I don't know about that. That's strange. I think it's a lack of depth. I think it's a bunch of moving pieces. The Celtics have been super injured this season. They've only had a few games this season where they've had their full lineup healthy. I think it's only been like a couple. And with that amount of injuries, that amount of in and out of the lineup and stuff, it's tough for guys to realize their roles. I feel like they hit like a stride. I made a video on it actually. And the way they were playing for a little bit, I was like, this is it. This is the roles that each player needs to have. but they've kind of moved back away from that, and I think that's partially because they haven't had the consistency of having all their players healthy for over the course of the season, and so guys have to keep shifting in between roles, and it's tough to adjust to a different role every single night. Bam Adebayo is the real defensive player of the year. I do think he is a future defensive player of the year, but not this season. Mitchell's greater than Shea. Shouldn't be a hot take, but it is. I don't think that's a hot take at all. Harden is the best when healthy player in the East. It's tough because there's Durant, there's Giannis, who I think Harden is right there next to. I think I'm still picking Durant, but Harden would probably be second. Him or Giannis, I don't know. I don't know who the hell the top 5 or like even top 10 players in the NBA are. There's so many talented guys. I could not make them in an order. But if you want to see a top 10 list to force me to do it, let me know. The Clippers are the favorite out of the West. I think they're definitely up there. I don't know if I'd say that they might be the favorite just because of like the superstar talent. But I think they're definitely in that upper echelon. Gobert is a dark horse for MVP. I don't think so. He could be a good pick because he is really good, but I think it's Jokic's award. We don't need to talk about the MVP anymore. Kyrie's better than Dame. No. The Thunder will make the playoffs next year. Maybe. It depends if we get 1 or 2 top 5 picks. Trae Young doesn't have that it factor to be a superstar that Luka, Melo, Ja, and other young rising stars possess. I disagree. I think Trae Young definitely has it. The way that he's played this season, the way that his team is progressing, he's been the best player on this team that is fighting for a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think Trae Young does have it. The Nets will lose to the 7 or 6 seed in the first round. Not if they're healthy. No way in hell. Dwayne Wade is better than Harden. Fries are better with hot sauce. Fries with hot sauce are better than fries with ketchup. And this is a very all over the place thing. Dwayne Wade is better than Harden. I think he does have a better career in terms of like winning a ring, but if Harden gets a ring, I don't think that's an argument anymore. Fries with hot sauce are better than ketchup. No, you're crazy. Blake Griffin is the best in-game dunker ever. Vince is definitely up there. Zach LaVine is another good one. Aaron Gordon. I'll say that's not a bad take. LeBron and the Lakers will surprise everyone. LeBron always attempts to lower the pressure on himself to succeed. He does this a lot. I don't think he purposely lowers the pressure on himself, but LeBron-led teams do often struggle in this last stretch of the season. It's very common. There's something from StatMuse, if you look them up on Twitter. LeBron James teams really often struggle at this point in the season. Like these last 10 games, they struggle a lot. It's just kind of a thing that seems to happen. I don't think there's any particular reason for it. It just does. So I do think that they'll be okay. DeAndre Hunter, questionable for Monday. I just got an alert on my phone. Just talking about him earlier in the video. Brandon Ingram and Jaylen Brown go 1st and 2nd overall in a 2016 redraft. You got to talk about Ben Simmons there too. T-Mac is the most overrated player of all time. I don't think that is true at all. Jimmy and Bam aren't a good duo. Their player styles don't fit each other, and Bam is almost better sometimes with Jimmy off the floor and vice versa. Don't get it twisted, they have insane chemistry, and that's why they're in the finals. I don't think you can say they're a bad duo if they made the finals as the top 2 players on the team. I do think they fit each other. I just think they need more, better fitting pieces around them. I think it would help the Heat tremendously if Bam developed a 3-point shot. He's been developing his mid-range a lot, but he's got to start shooting threes, I think. He doesn't have to shoot a lot, maybe 1 a game or so, maybe even sometimes not 1 a game, but he has to make teams respect him more from out there. And I think that opens up the game a lot for them. Additionally, they've got to get better pieces around them, they need a great point guard. That is something I think this Heat team really, really needs. Clippers Bucks is going to be one of the best NBA finals of this decade, even though I don't think the media will hate it. Clippers Bucks is a great series. Kawhi Leonard is a big star. Giannis is a big star. I don't think the media will hate it. I mean, sure, Milwaukee's not a great market, but an LA team in the finals is a big storyline. That would be a fantastic finals, though. Killian Hayes will turn into an MVP in 5 years max. That's pretty fast since he's only 19 years old, but, I'm not going to stop Killian Hayes. Harden is the best player in the league. I don't know. I really don't know who the best player in the league is at this point. I always say LeBron James just because it is LeBron James and he's been for so long. But with him being injured, I'm not sure if this has happened before. When Steph Curry was going off in his unanimous MVP season, a lot of my friends said Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA, and I stuck with the fact that it was LeBron James, and he proved me right in the finals. So I don't want to give up on LeBron until someone really proves differently, but Harden definitely is up towards the top of that conversation. Kevin Durant won't win another championship. It's possible, but the Nets are pretty scary. Bucks make the finals. I don't think this is that much of a hot take. It's definitely possible. If the Heat get the 5th seed, they'll make the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't know. No Oladipo. I know Oladipo hasn't been great with his time with the Heat, but he does help take some of the pressure off some of those other guys. I think without him, they're struggling. I just don't think this Heat team is that deep right now. Wizards could upset the 1 or 2 seed. Man, I would love to see it. If Westbrook took out Kevin Durant and the Nets, you would never see me shut up about it. My top 5 is MJ, Kareem, Magic, Kobe, Duncan. No, LeBron's got to be there. CJ McCollum had an all-star year before he got hurt. He was definitely on the pace for that. Draymond Green is your 2021 Defensive Player of the Year due to his G League roster plus Steph, and getting them top 3 defensively is really being slept on. I do think Draymond is being slept on as a defender. I do think he's absolutely all NBA level defensively. Whether or not he gets that recognition, I don't know. I don't think he's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, but I do think he deserves an all NBA defense or all defensive team 100%. I do think his defensive decline has been overstated. Suns going to the finals, it's possible. Lakers, Nets, Sixers, Clippers, none of them are going to the finals. So I guess that's a Bucks, like Suns or Jazz finals then. I could see it. 2018 draft will go down at least top 5 all time. Man, I need to make a video. CJ, love you, man. I need to make a video on the 2018 draft. I need to talk to you about how good it is. I have a tweet out there about it. If you want to see it, go search 2018 draft. But just to list some names like Luka, Triple J, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Trae Young, among a ton of other people. It's an insane level draft. I have to make a video on that. And with that, I think I might end here. There's a few left, but I think most of them are kind of stuff we've already seen, and we're hitting about 16 minutes. I'll end off with Lou Dort will win at least 2 Defensive Player of the Years in his career and become a top 5 defender ever. God, I hope so. With that being said, or this would help him be the best undrafted player of all time. There we go. We came full circle with the episode. So thank you guys so much for watching this hot takes video. I tweet about these all the time, about once a week, like I said. If you like this video, comment below. Please leave a like. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already. A lot of people who watch these videos are not subscribed. So go on and help me out. If you want to participate in one of these videos in the future, go ahead and follow me on Twitter because, like I said, tweet out about once a week. Comment below, give me a hot take or your thoughts on one of these hot takes. Can Lou Dort be the best undrafted player ever? I will see you guys later. Ray1, say it back.